picture this. Just over this bridge is a long strip of roads, and if you follow it, you'll find yourself at a checkpoint surrounded with the undead. But if you manage to find a way through, this will lead you to one of the most deadliest cities in Project Zomboid. Some who venture out this far don't even make it back alive. But if you manage to find a way through this concrete jungle, just along the river and outside the edge of Louisville is a thick forest. But beyond this forest, you'll find something unexpected. A castle, a fortress untouched by time. And my plan is to transform this place into my home. So just like any other run in Project Zomboid, it all begins as a fresh spawn in a lonely little house. However, I found myself in a mini hotel just near the edge of West Point. Some might say I was a little unfortunate to have spawned here, considering there was hardly any early game loot to be had. But I guess you could say it later worked out in my favor. After searching one of the rooms, I managed to find a key to a car in the parking lot just outside the building. So I packed up anything I could find and hopped into my new car to begin exploring the town of West Point. This is also about when I would set some plans for myself before heading to my desired build location. Now, in order to actually survive such a journey like the one I was after, I would need to be well prepared. So I came up with a few goals I had in mind. First, I would need to get a backpack. Oh, wait, 1 second. Let me just, oh, okay. Yep, there we go. Oh, that was so close. Can't be doing that. All right, well, we got the bag. Okay, so now that I had a backpack, I'm gonna need to find some guns and ammo. There is a stockpile of weapons I could get from the West Point gun store, which after checking, I would probably also need a sledgehammer in order to break in. You could obviously use the Molotov trick, but I'd rather just find a sledgehammer because I'm gonna need it anyways. So I would take a drive around the town of West Point in search of a sledgehammer that could potentially spawn on the road. I would stop at a few locations, including the West Point mechanic shop and then the gas station just around the corner. And while in search of any other generic supplies or in the hopes that I would stumble across a sledgehammer, I then came across a wrecked police car. This reminded me that I could just visit the police station and maybe there's a chance I could find a key to the building and its armory. So I made a quick hike over there and sneaked inside the front door. And to my surprise, the very first desk I looted ended up having exactly what I was looking for. Oh. That's exactly what I was looking for, a police station key, perfect. Now I can access the entire building, including its armory. So before hauling everything into my backpack, I just wandered around and explored the entire police station to see what was new. Now that's what I'm talking about. Ammo, a gun, ooh, shotgun, more shotgun rounds, perfect. There's a basement to this place? Oh, this is sick. Box of bandages, oh, it's so good. Oh, yo, wait, there's more? Man, this is so cool. So much more stuff to explore in this game now. I would make my way up to the roof of the building where I would set up a sleeping bag and rest for the night. And in the morning, I wanted to see if I could find a slightly better car that could hold more loot for the journey to Louisville. And just when I thought my luck couldn't get any better, I noticed a Jeep in the parking lot nearby. And to my surprise, this car also had a key in the ignition with fuel. Ooh. Oh, it spawned with a key in it, bro. That's sick. I've had some good luck. I found a car. Oh, wait, there's a key on the ground for this one too. Hold on. Have gas in it too. It does have gas. This is crazy. I'm getting so much luck right now with cars. So I took my new Jeep around to the police station to begin transferring loot from my old car to the new one. Then once my car had all its loot and gas transferred over to it, I parked just out front to make quick runs back and forth from the armories to transfer all the guns and ammo into the trunk and some of the seats of my car. Now that I had completed some of my first initial goals, I would need to stock up on some food for the road ahead. So I made my way over to the grocery store in West Point to grab all kinds of canned food and things that I would later be able to cook with, such as dried beans, lentils, peas, and flour. And soon enough, I would begin to get tired, so I would need to find a place to rest for the night. And after returning to my car to unload my inventory, I would head back inside the store and up the stairs to sleep in the manager's office. Now I had everything I needed to make my journey over to Louisville and survive out the back of my car for the next few days. I had guns, ammo, food, and plenty of supplies stocked up on in the back of my car. So I began my journey over the bridge outside of West Point and stopped for a moment to clear out some zombies next to a police barricade. Then I would put on some cool new drip and search the trunks of these police cars for any more shotgun ammo or police vests. And then I jumped into my car to continue further up the road. I should probably take a look to see what the clearest path is to get to where I need to go. Okay, so we are right about here. We need to go all the way down to the checkpoint, which is going to be the biggest struggle because we need to go all the way to this here. We're way over there. The only problem is to get there, we have to go through over the checkpoint. So if I can find a sledgehammer, then I can skip the checkpoint, but if I don't, I might have to go through the checkpoint, and I don't want to have to do that. So with the route in mind, I would take some slight detours around the outskirts of the main road, just in case I could potentially find a sledgehammer spawn. And unfortunately, even after searching a handful of neighborhoods and roads, I never came across a single one. So I gave up for now and would just have to fight my way through the checkpoints. And when I arrived at the first blockade, there were a few stragglers wandering around, so I quickly cleared them before removing the roadblocks and heading inside. Then as I approached the second gate, I noticed a handful of zombies scattered all around the entrance and just beyond the fence. So I pulled my car up a little further and began clearing out the checkpoint of all its inhabitants. After sticking around the checkpoint overnight, I looted whatever I could from the gun lockers and decided I would maybe come back another time once I had a sledgehammer. But for now, I would hop in my car and assess my surroundings and then take another peek at the map to figure out a route I could take to my build spot. Now, in order to build and take over such a massive structure I was heading to, I would need a lot of supplies. I got everything I need prior back in West Point, but I still needed a bunch of materials such as nails and tools for carpentry and crafting. Plus, it wouldn't hurt to find some seeds so I could later make a farm. For now, I would pass up this gun store, marking it on my map to return to later, and I plan to loot the hardware store right next door. However, my car was pretty stocked up on supplies and was running out of storage, so I would have to be a little strategic on the loot I would take for now. But first, I cleared out a small horde of zombies just outside the store. Oh man, I'm an animal. You want some? Jesus. Alright. Then I would take a short rest in my car and enjoy a can of carrots before heading inside the store. Now, I was pretty much after anything I can get my hands on because in Build 42, they added so much new crafting recipes and tools for things. So I hauled everything in my inventory and jumped back into my car. I have nowhere to store shit. I'm a hoarder, man. I got him. I'm taunted by the loot. I should check the fire department for an axe. Yeah, I genuinely have a problem. I am seriously taunted by loot. You know what they say? No loot left behind. And even though I was extremely heavy load and had nowhere else to store things in my car, I was happy to have stopped at the fire station because I managed to find a couple axes. All right, we had to drive right to the building. Yes, my build spot, that place. And if I see a trailer along the way, I'm grabbing it because I could really use a trailer. So with everything stowed away in my car, there was no more stopping. I needed to get to this fortress. I genuinely could not wait to take this place over and transform it into something of a home. Honestly, I don't know why I've never based here before. Maybe because it's far away and it's hard to get to, but it doesn't matter. I have so many plans for this place, which we will discuss later once we get there. And here we are. We finally made it. And it looks like there's going to be some zombies we have to clear out of here. So I'm going to try to pull up a little further. I also don't want them to break that gate. Here they come. Bro, look how cool this place is too. I don't know why I've never like actually lived here. Okay, we gotta put a tent up and just sleep for now. This is too risky to fight. All right, hope no zombies get me in the middle of the night. A night well rested and waking up to a foggy morning. Now, all that was ahead of me was clearing out this castle of all of its zombies. But of course, I might have underestimated just how long this would take me. Oh shit, look at this place. It's full of zombies too. All right, we have to do a lot of work to clear this out. How are we doing on ammo right now? 4 more bullets, 2 more boxes. I think I might have some more in the truck. but we are getting close to running out. Pretty much all of them. There's like maybe a few, like that guy, this guy right here. They're just they're on the outsides. Probably sweep around the outside. Maybe the following day. I have to rest, and I've taken some minor damage. Nonetheless, this place is now ours, and I have many plans for this place. Soon, I'm gonna build something, probably a house of sorts, in the middle of the field. Get some animals here, and yeah, maybe then we'll also fix up the walls, clean up all the bodies on the ground. Got a lot of things to do. But I'm excited because I have a lot of room to work with here. Maybe I'll set up my house of sorts, my base of sorts, kind of like in this area. I'm gonna be working out of this area a lot. I was gonna start maybe unloading my truck or my Jeep and start putting things in here. But I have to try to find, like, right like this. I can put in a spot right here, maybe. So let's just start by unloading things for right now. So now that I had the castle and this entire place to myself, I could finally start working on turning this into my home. But of course, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. First off, I would begin with rearranging furniture and some crates to this side of the castle wall to act as a sort of temporary living space. Then, once I was done, I would begin unloading my car of all the loot I had inside to start sorting away in the boxes. I would then also explore the castle a little to see what resources or stuff was here that I could later use. Thankfully, one really useful thing I found was a couple of rain barrels I could use to collect water with. I took my chances at moving one outside, even though I had a 45% chance of failure, and thankfully luck was on my side. Then, after some time had passed and everything inside my temporary home was systematically set up, I would take my car and an axe over to the nearby tree line and begin collecting some wood. Oh my god, that noise! Is that what it sounds like when you cut a tree down now? My god, that is horrifying. But first, I want to talk to you guys about something I personally like to share with you all, and that would be HelloFresh. For someone like myself, I've always just kind of struggled with meal plans and incorporating the right nutrition to my own diet, or even finding the time to cook. And if you're like me, then maybe HelloFresh might be perfect for you. You can dig into their 50+ dinner options and even more market items that suit any healthy lifestyle. Plus, you can start your day right with the free breakfast for life. You can get one free breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Also, not to mention, but you can choose from 30+ calorie smart and protein smart recipes each week, packed with fresh ingredients. Everything arrives pre-portioned and right at your doorstep. And trust me, I understand plans change and life gets busy, but that's why HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery from week to week, mix and match lifestyle options to suit your needs, like fit and wholesome, family friendly, quick and easy, vegetarian, and more. And everything can be tailored to your schedule by adjusting your delivery date and even skipping a week when you're not able to cook at home. There's so much more to offer at HelloFresh, and I urge you to give it a try and see if you like it. And if you're interested, click my link down in the description below, or use my code and get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. You'll get one breakfast item per box while subscription is active. If you're in the US, outside the US, the local discount will apply. Plus, by choosing to sign up with HelloFresh, it supports the channel. So yeah, thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. So I collected as many trees as my car could hold and would return back to base to sleep off the night. And a bright new day with plenty of work ahead of us. I would start off by eating some food that was beginning to go stale, and then finish unloading my car of all the logs I had gathered. Then afterwards, I would mess around with some of the new crafting stations Build 42 added, such as this chopping block, and then look through all the new crafting recipes. Quite honestly, I still don't know its purpose or what you could do with it, but nonetheless, I can't wait to one day dive pretty deep into all the new crafting stuff. One really cool thing I discovered was that you can actually make car armor now, even wooden ones. I think I know what I'm gonna do. At first, I wasn't so sure how I was gonna design this base, but I think I know what I want to do now. So back in this area here, I think what I want to do is I want to add like a bit of a pen for animals, because there's already some feeding troughs back there. It seems like it's kind of intended maybe for horses, but you know, we'll put some animals there. We'll build our house right down in this area here, right next to it. build a garage as well, and right across from us we'll have a little farm of sorts. And then all the empty space around us will be, you know, just for other projects maybe. We have a lot of space to work with, but we have to go loot the town because we don't really have a whole lot of like tools to spare. We don't have a lot of nails, and I also need to get my carpentry skill up. Anyways, like I said, I would need to head into town so I could begin working on constructing my new base. I stopped at a hardware store on the way here, but I didn't manage to get enough supplies for the project I had in mind. So I did some last minute preparations and then took my car back towards town. Now, this is probably when I remembered just how insane the zombie population is in Louisville. I passed by the mall on my way into town, but honestly, I am not ready for this. Maybe one day I can get pretty heavily into blacksmithing and then try to clear this place out with some cool new crafted weapons. Part 2, maybe? Let me know if you'd want to see that. Oh my, oh my, oh, what? What? What's that? My car just got thrown across the parking lot. Yeah, so I would mindlessly drive around the mall for a moment before I came up with an actual plan. First off, I need to find a bookstore and hardware store that I could effectively loot. That's when I realized the mall has these and more, but I can't manage this just yet. And then I noticed that there was actually both of these types of stores actually not that far away, in its own shopping plaza. But before I went to check it out, I would stop at a gas station and clear it out because I was also looking for any mechanics stuff and generic supplies like cigarettes and gas cans. I think I already have mechanics too as well. I need to loot that. There's a bookstore in the mall that I could go to. That's the closest one to me, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to loot it. Gotta see there's another bookstore near here. There is a hardware store. Oh yeah. Okay, I know where to go. Go to the lot right across from here. And just up here, there should be a bookstore and a hardware store. Yep, there's the hardware store. Zombies in there. We'll try to lead most of them away. Yeah, I wasn't expecting these stores to have this many zombies hiding inside, so I would try luring all the zombies that were pouring into the parking lot a little further north so it would be a tad bit easier to clear. Oh my. Oh. Okay, there was a lot more in this plaza than I thought there would be. Yeah, there's just a little bit of zombies, not that many. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna like have to send it and try to take on a large group of them, honestly. There's just so many. But I do need to get into that hardware store right there. Oh my god. What do I do? There's so many. I need to get away. Getting late. Getting hungry. I'm tired and getting a little exerted. Ugh. Just to loot this one hardware store, this one building. We gotta do quite the tricks. I might need to go find a place to sleep for the night. Try to sneak into one of these houses, maybe? You gotta be kidding me. Just try to take a low profile and get back to my car. Honestly, maybe this is a good sign. Maybe this is a good omen. Yeah, I guess I had underestimated how hard it would actually be to clear all the zombies. I did manage to lure a good amount of them further away, but I had to call it quits because I had gotten too tired to keep going. So I pulled away for now to drive back home and unload my car before getting some rest and preparing for another attempt. But of course, just when I was ready to head back into town, the helicopter event had begun. So I decided I would just hang out at base until it was over. But because I screwed up my sleep schedule in game, I was stuck wide awake at base at 1 AM. So I took the time to go for a light jog and sprint around the house. This is why I play without sleep required. I guess I could like run, just like run around and sprint. Oh, I ran into a wall. I didn't see it. All right, we gotta run out in the courtyard. In the morning, I would jump back into my car and head into town to give another try at looting the hardware store and bookstore. And when I got there, I would hop out my car and try clearing this out one last time. Oh no, my hammer. Nah, I know what I need to do. All right, we're gonna take this van, or not the van. We're gonna take this taxi because I just got a key for it, and I'm gonna see if I can manage to just, you know, use it as a cheeky little blasted weapon. Oh, bro, I don't think it has gas. Okay, well, ooh, bro, the amount of cars I found with keys in them is crazy. As much as I would like the storage, I might honestly just use it as a weapon. I think at this point, I just kind of want to kill all these zombies off in this store and speed it along. So we're just gonna do a little bit of memeing for a minute. Oh my god, where are all these zombies so immediately coming from? Almost there. And 1%. That van has served us well. Oh, finally, we're in the warehouse. Now let's get the heck out of here as quick as we can. Grabbing literally everything at this point. I don't care. I don't want to come back here. I've had enough of this shit. So now with the shopping plaza fully mine, I would take this opportunity to loot as much as I can from the hardware store and fill up my car. I would do multiple trips back and forth as I would leave no loot behind. I wanted everything from this place, so there was no reason to come back here later on. Then with my car fully stocked, I would head back to drop off all the loot and later return for looting the bookstore. And when I got home, I would sort everything into my boxes back at base. The following day, I would return to town and finish up looting the bookstore. Also, I had done so much damage to my car's engine up until now, and I could benefit from upgrading my car to something with a little bit more storage capacity. So after looting all the books I needed, I would search around the nearby area for a replacement car, and luckily I found a nice sized van I could swap with. So I transferred everything over and tried towing my old car, and I would stop at the food store to clean up everything I had left behind. Unfortunately though, towing my old Jeep wasn't exactly easy, so I would have to ditch it. And when I returned home, I would also do the same thing as always, sort all my loot before bed, and then in the morning I would unload the back of my new van. But I realized I was starting to run out of storage in my base, so I would check around the castle walls for any more boxes I could use and take. And for a little, I would pretty much just stick around the base and do some minor loot management and cleaning up the mess on the ground. I also pretty much had everything I needed for now, but eventually I would still need to go back to town for things like a generator, food, and a handful of other random stuff like the damn sledgehammer I still haven't found yet. But I would take this moment to begin reading all the books I could to give myself some nice XP boosts when performing tasks. So I figured that this area here, kind of where my car and stuff is, will probably be for animals, just because it already has animal feeds there and like a little like rain, I don't know, awning thing. But over here, maybe just right across, we'll set up a little bit of a farm area. So we'll start digging some furrows. In Build 42, they added actual growing seasons to the game, so I would start with planting carrots because they have a better sowing time in the month I was currently in. Then I would head up to the river near my base and fill up on some water to give to my plants. Also, I figured I may as well plant some broccoli and sweet potatoes because they also had the same boost from planting in this current month. However, I will warn you, don't get your hopes up on these crops because after playing this entire time, these crops never even became harvestable. I don't know why, but crops actually take ages to grow now in this game. But anyways, after this, I would head back into town to fill up on some gas at the gas station because it was a matter of time until the power would go out. And I would just spend some time going all around the town, looting anything I could because soon I wanted to start building my base. And I didn't want to have to keep doing loot runs back and forth while I was building. I always find it easier to do all the looting in one go, stocking up on anything I could possibly use, and then get to building. Also, while I was out, I found a storage complex that I broke into, and after killing a zombie while in there, one of them actually had a key on them, and after checking some of the units, it unlocked one that had a generator behind it. Generator! Let's go. That's what I was looking for. Let's take this generator with us. So I would take the generator back to my car and put it away. Then when I came back, the next storage unit I went inside also had a generator behind it. This one would be perfect for putting at the gas station later, but I would just move it closer to the fence so I can come and grab it another time. And once it started getting dark, I would begin heading back home. However, on my way back, I came across an animal trailer. Is that like an animal trailer? Because it looked like one. Oh, there's a fucking goat right there. Wait, hold on a second. We gotta take these guys home with us. What the f? Where are these coming from? Oh, look at the little baby ram. Little baby goat. Run, boy, run. We'll come back here and get some goats tomorrow or something. Since I was getting too tired to fight the zombies, I would just call it for now and return tomorrow. So I would go and get some sleep, and after a good night's rest, I would use this opportunity to organize my plans going forward, and make a little goals list for myself in the in-game map. I had accomplished some of these things already, but if you're like me, I tend to get pulled in all different directions when playing this game. One moment I'm working on one thing, and the next I'm doing something completely different. Hey! Get out of the road. You're gonna get hit by a car, man. Anyways, later in the day, I would go back to the animal trailer I had left behind and clear out some zombies around it. Then I would check the contents of the trailer and I found that there were still 3 sheep inside that I could rescue and bring back home with me. And with a little bit of persistence, I unhitched the trailer, attached it to my van, and began towing them back home. Now, all I need to do is be very, very careful with turning too quickly. Oh my god! No, my lambs. What the fuck? Oh no, are they still alive? God, okay, they are okay. Yeah, I don't know how I flipped the trailer, but luckily they were okay. I would try to unflip it back over, but no matter what I did for the next 5 minutes, I couldn't get it back upright, and I just had to listen to the poor guys shuffling around inside there. How do I go about flipping them back over? Do I just hit it? These poor animals! Oh, these poor animals in there. Maybe if I like full hit that thing. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, close. Okay, okay. I'm just doing more damage to my man more than anything, bro. Come on. Dude, come on. You're almost there. If I grab him. Oh yeah, he's in my hand. Okay, I guess we'll have to do it this way. Be back for the others soon. So instead of pinballing this trailer around, I figured that I could just remove the sheep from the trailer and carry them back to my base. So I would do that and set up an animal zone to keep them inside of. I just need to make a zone where they'll be from here to there. Hey man, sorry that happened. Massive balls on them. Once all the sheep were back home, I would need to start working out a pen to make sure they wouldn't wander off. So I spent a few hours sawing logs and then started building some fence walls to make up an animal pen. However, this would get my carpentry up a few levels, so I would need to go and read the next carpentry book. Then I would go back to building the fence walls. However, I would go back around and rebuild some of the dingy looking ones from when I had a lower carpentry level. I had also ran out of planks, so I would return back to the tree line and grab some more logs. I would get pretty tired out, so I would return back home and sleep off the night, and in the morning, I would go back and chopping down some more trees. Later, I had gotten back to building up the animal pen, and I would also start mapping out some of the walls to my base. Then I would spend another few hours sawing logs until it was pretty late. And I will say, I kinda regret not finishing it sooner, but I would forget to wall in the rest of the animal pen and start getting a little bit more focused on mapping out the structure to my home. I also used some of the wood to construct some new crafting stations like a butcher hook, a softening beam for leather making, and a tanning barrel in case I wanted to start hunting soon and producing leather. See what I mean by I always jump from one thing to another? I seriously have a problem. Anyways, I would pretty much get back to placing down the wall frames to make up my house. Hey, get back in your pen. Where are you going? Oh. I'm missing one. Where'd he go? Okay, so there's a sheep somewhere in this base. He's lurking around here somewhere. Yeah, I might have gotten a little carried away with building my house that I had forgot to finish up the walls to my animal pen, and how some of the sheep began wandering away. I found 2 of them, but one of them was nowhere to be seen. I even checked all around the castle walls and even the roof, but I couldn't find it. So for now, I would just give up searching for him because maybe he would just turn up at some random point. No way it could have gone that far, right? Anyways, with the base walls mapped out, I would start constructing the layout to my garage, and I would pretty much work on this for the rest of the day and take the occasional rest and then get back to building. However, I would take my van back out to get some more wood, and this is also when I would stumble across something a little unexpected. Oh wait, there's my sheep! I found my sheep! What are you doing all the way over here, man? What are you doing over here? Get back in your pen. So after returning this guy back to his pen, I needed a small break from building my base. And I will say, I'm happy I returned to town, cause when I drove through the mall parking lot, I found a sledgehammer that I had been dying for days now. Yo, sledgehammer, give me that. Give me this, give me the gibbs. Oh my god, I finally found one. Holy shit, man. I've been looking for this for so long. That means now I can go back to that warehouse building that's not far from here. The storage units, where are they? They're somewhere around here. I can go there and actually break into some more units. So I would go back to the storage units and pick up the spare generator I had left behind and then toss it in the back of my van. I'd also use the sledgehammer to break into a few rooms part of the storage complex. Truthfully, I don't know what I was looking for. I guess I was just hoping to find something cool or useful to bring back at base, like this TV or workout bench. Since I didn't need to stick around here much longer, I just turned back around and went home to continue working on the base. And when I got home, I placed down a garage door and a few decorative stuff to add to my house. But I was getting way ahead of myself. I still needed to finish the roof and flooring, so thus let us get back to the grind. Yeah, after spending a while building my base, I realized that my food reserves were getting a little low, and I could use something other than canned carrots. And also, because I've never done it before, I kind of wanted to give my first honest try at hunting. So I would take my van out for a drive around the base area to see if I would come across any wildlife. And that's when I would spot my first deer.
Oh, there's a deer. Oh, there's a whole family of them. Oh, there's rabbits there. You can totally see me out in this field, right? Okay, so I can't get too close.
However, the one thing I couldn't figure out was just how close I would need to get to the deer before it began running off. Plus, I think my aiming skill was just kind of shit and I kept missing all my shots. And after losing the deer, I would just drive around in my van until I saw one again. But then I figured, you know, roadkill doesn't taste any different.
There they are. Oh, that's evil. I'm sorry, but that's one way to go hunting.
Hey guys, look, I was just driving in his direction. He's the one who hit me. Anyways, afterwards, I would attach the deer to the butcher hook and inspect all my options I had available. I could do a handful of horrific things, but nonetheless, we have dinner now.
Yeah, I only got one venison from this thing. Damn, that kind of sucks. I only got one cut of meat. It'll feed me for like a single day.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a bug or just an intentional design, but a fully grown deer only gave me a single slice of meat. That would literally just be enough for 2 meals. I guess we might need to go back out to road killing again. I mean hunting, sorry. Anyways, later on, after cooking up some nice venison stew, I would get back to building up the base and finish up roofing the second floor. Then later in the day, I decided to take my van back into town to look for a new car. This is also when I managed to come across a van with a key, so I would just use this one and leave my old one behind. I would also take a moment to drive around the area and just explore for a little bit. And I'm really glad I did because I suddenly came across a tow truck I could use for hitching cars and easily bringing them back to my base. This especially would be helpful if I ever wanted to get into mechanics. So after clearing up a group of zombies around the tow truck, I would hop inside it and I would find a key in the glove box.
A key! Oh, nice. Oh, it has gas. Let's go.
So with the new tow truck, I would hitch it to my new van and begin towing it back home. I also didn't know it yet, but you can actually lift the towing height and make it easier to tow certain cars. And yeah, that's why it might have just taken me a little bit too long to get home.
Bro, can this thing just tow correctly? Oh my god. This is gonna really be a problem. Oh, did I not? Is that why? Oh, I'm an idiot, bro. You can raise the height on the towing thing. I think that's what makes it maybe easier.
But nonetheless, when I got home, I would drop off my tow truck and head back out to give hunting another try. Also, just saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Wait, hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hey, we got food for the week. Hold on. Oh no, the babies. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that. I mean, I can't just kill them and leave them to rot. I have to at least eat them.
Guys, remember, they hit me. I was just the one driving in their direction, okay? It's not my fault a family of 4 ended up underneath my car. Anyways, I would take these rabbits back to my house and begin prepping them for meals down the line. Now, I will probably never go hunting for a fully grown deer again because these 4 rabbits, mind you, some a little smaller than the average size, happened to give me just enough meat to last me a long time. Somehow, 4 rabbits gave me 9 rabbit meat. Either way, I'll be eating good for a little while. And probably for the best, because I was starting to lose weight. So later on, I would sleep off the night, and then in the morning, I would return back to my schedule, clocking in for another several hours of constructing the flooring to my kitchen space and living room.
There we go. Floor on the inside of the house is done. It's gonna look very rustic, very wooden, which I do want to like kind of do this place up a bit. I'm gonna add some plaster on the walls, maybe paint, but I'm gonna go ahead and do up the kitchen a little bit just so that we can start moving some of our supplies into this house. Because I kind of want to stop living out of the walls of this fort.
And once the flooring was done, I figured I should start putting together the kitchen area so I could properly cook meals here in my new house. And once the counters were built, I would begin transferring all sorts of food and cooking items into the kitchen. And to celebrate the progress so far, I would put together some very nice rabbit and bean stew. This recipe is pretty much what I would live off for a while until I would eventually run out of rabbit meat. And it was perfect because it would allow me to gain weight again. Fully satiated, I would return to work, but this time roofing in the rest of the garage. I also thought to myself I would save the wood and maybe at some point use something else to floor in the garage. Plus, I also wanted to use the wood to make a second floor.
Okay, there we go. And now this space is completely roofed in. Obviously, I have plans for a second floor. I was thinking maybe what we do is we'll have like sort of this whole section here will be like a second floor for the house. Maybe we'll come out a little bit, maybe right here. And maybe this portion will just be like a little rooftop balcony or something. I don't know. I also need to start furnishing this place, starting to bring things in, move my loot over, add a bed upstairs. Yeah, I think we're gonna start working on the second floor right now.
So for a while, I would pretty much do just that. Add wall frames on the second floor, make some food, chop more trees, and then fill in the frames with walls and windows. Then later on, I would take my van to the gas station to fill up on a bunch of gas for when the power would eventually go out. And when I got back, I would start sawing a bunch of logs out front and then finishing walling off the second floor. Once that was done, I now needed to install a roof. So I built a way up to the third floor and would begin closing off the roof to my second floor. Around this time, I would also check up on my sheep to see how they were doing, and I'm not so sure how to get them to reproduce or grow wool or anything for harvesting, but maybe it just takes some time. This is also when I would go and check up on my crops and notice how long these things actually take now to grow. Most of them were still only in the early stages of growing, and just for clarification, I had been here long enough for shrubs and overgrowths to start growing all over my area. But anyways, back to building. I finished closing in the roof to my house, and now I had some spare wood, so I would use that to build some crates behind my stairs. Now, at this point, the bones and foundation to my home was in place. All I had to do now was begin filling in all the empty spaces and make it feel lived in. This is the part of Zomboid I love the most. So to begin, I would transfer a large bed I found inside the castle walls and move it into the second floor. I'd also set up some rain collectors on the roofs, which I could later plumb into the sinks below. By now, I had been eating enough rabbit and bean stew that my weight had actually gone back up, and I was no longer underweight. And like I said before, my house was coming together, and all I needed was just to fill in the empty space. To begin, I would take my tow truck into town and pick up a cab that I found in a random lot earlier on, which it had a key in, but I just had never bothered to take it. But now that I was here, I could just use it for extra storage. So I would take it with me and head into the neighborhoods not far away. I needed plenty of furniture to spice things up back at home, so I would raid all these houses for anything I could take. With things shaping up back at home, I started closing in some rooms on the second floor, and I would return to town to continue collecting furniture. And yeah, by this point, I had finished the base. It was built and furnished just how I liked it. First floor had a kitchen and a living space that felt nice. The garage still needed some work, but the second floor was also finished and had a bedroom and bathroom fit for a king. However, I wasn't done yet. I still have some goals I wanted to accomplish in this life. And if you want to see any more of this, let me know in the comments. But anyways, please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it, and also check out my Patreon. My thanks goes out to them for supporting me and this channel. So that is all for now, and until next time.